Everybody, what is happening? It's Bill with Franklin Loan Center, and today I want to talk about something that every single person that's ever going to think about buying a house needs to consider. And I guess it's the difference between a pre-approval versus a pre-qualification, right? So, anybody that's been through before, they know that most realtors won't even take you out to look at houses until you have a full pre-approval. And every single one is going to tell you need one. A seller would be crazy to accept your offer without a pre-approval letter, right? I mean, it's super important, right? But I hear people talk about pre-quals all the time. And I think the reality is a lot of the people are saying pre-qual, they don't probably really even realize the difference. But there is a significant difference, and it really does make a difference in the context of, there's a lot of like banks and credit unions and stuff out there where you can go to their mortgage page and you can go type in some really basic information and they will spit out they will call it a pre-approval letter. And it is definitely not a pre-approval letter. And I will even say in most states now, even the purchase contract, even differentiates. It asked, are you pre-approved, are you pre-qualified, or have you even talked to a lender? Like those sorts of things, right? So let's get down to what the real difference is. So a pre-qual is something like, I can have a conversation with someone over the phone, we can have a chat about, how much money you make, what you think your credit looks like, what you think your credit looks like, how much money do you have in the bank, kind of payment information, some different things like that, find out your income, boom, I can punch out a pre-qual, right? So, hey, if all this stuff checks out, you're pre-qualified, you're ready to go. A pre-approval means I'm verifying all that stuff, right? So, and that's one thing that can be, I think, a little bit frustrating, particularly for people that are just getting going in the process. They're like, wait, all I want to do is kind of just get the ball rolling here. I don't want to do an application, have you pull my credit, verify my pay stubs, my income, my, the amount of money I have in the bank, like the whole 9 yards, right? But that is critical when you're going out shopping, right? Because it does a handful of things. First, it just makes sure that you're looking in the right price range, right? Because one of the things we're going to do in a pre-approval is not only verify what you're qualified to purchase, we're also going to figure out what, where your real comfort zone is, right? Because in a lot of cases, I can qualify people, frankly, quite a bit past what they'd actually be comfortable paying, right? So that allows us to bring that payment and purchase price into sync so that you're looking in the right price range right out of the gate, right? So that's obviously one part. The other thing is it helps avoid any surprises once you do get into contract, right? So we've already looked at your credit. So if there's like that late payment, I mean, I see this all the time, right? Someone has a credit card, they close it down, has no balance on it, they move, and somewhere in between there, the monthly or the annual fee came through on a credit card, and now all of a sudden they have $100 collection on their account because they didn't even know that was there. In their mind, they had a zero balance, they paid it to zero, makes perfect sense, and then the unexpected happens, right? I see that all the time. It's unbelievable. So there's little things like that, just avoiding the unexpected as you get into the process. Look, it's crazy. I mean, once you go out and find your house, that's the fun part. Go look at houses, kind of have some laughs about some that were completely not gonna fit, and really get to fall in love with the house. That's the fun part. But then there's that, like from that day you get into contract, kind of going through buying the house. There's a lot of steps and it can be stressful. You do not need a bunch of speed bumps getting in the way. Let's get all those out of the way up front. So guys, a pre-qual is essentially worthless. A pre-approval is what you are really looking for. Do not go download a pre-qual from some bank website and think you're all good. Also, don't let some lender tell you you're pre-approved if you haven't done a full loan application and provided pay stubs and bank statements and all that stuff. It just is not a pre-approval. You're setting yourself up for failure and a lot of frustrations once you get into the process. So just wanted to point that out today. Pre-approval versus pre-qual. It's all about the pre-approval if you're serious about buying a house. That's it. I'm Bill. I'm with Franklin Loan Center, and I'll see you all next week.